You know what I started doing? I started hexing the shit out of people. I used to be the type of person to rise above things, but since I have an issue with forgiving, like I rise above it and like continue on with life, but that shit be festering on the inside. It'd be like them living rent free inside of my head sometimes. So it'd be like moments where it'd be like intense anger or sadness or, you know, whatever the feeling is that I'll experience thinking about it. And like my response to it, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this, y'all. Like I think I'm neurodivergent, so like the way that I process things is a little bit on the slower side. So when that shit do be like hitting me, I be pissed. So immediately when shit happen, I just hex a motherfucker because I'm not about to be like feeling like you then one upped me because you an asshole. No, I'm about to hex the shit out of you. Like if you talking to me crazy and you know that you wrong for talking to me, like I had a situation, and yes, play with me if you want to. I had a situation where I had I can't, I don't even want to say that because confidentiality, but yes, like I did a reversal because I might as well go ahead and say it. I had a client who I clearly said, this is the work that we gonna do, and you can pay up front or you can do one by one. Because I tell all my clients that. And they decided to do one by one. And when the work was done, to let them know and then move on to the next one. So when that came, all of a sudden they had fucking amnesia and said, that's not what I said. And I'm like, I'm not about to go back and forth with you, but I did say, like, you know, no, because that's my normal procedure. That's what I always tell my clients when they get layered work done. So, you know, I have systems set in place because I'm neurodivergent. I have scripts that I already went over in my head as far as, you know, this is what it is, especially when it comes to pricing. You could pay up front or you could pay one by one per working. And for those who know, who have worked with me, and sometimes I'll be like, nah, I ain't fucking with you like that. You paying up front. But I have clients that I'll allow to pay one by one or pay like a certain amount. However, you know, work it out how you got to work it out. So I know I said this and I really wanted to help him. He had a couple of layers of working to get through. So we started with the very basic. That was done. Came time to do that second working. And all of a sudden he had fucking amnesia. Like I didn't say that. And I hate when people say that I didn't say something because I'm very, very, very particular and very thorough. Like he even gave me fucking props that I was very thorough in how I explain things and just, you know, my overall energy. Very thorough. So like how the fuck you gonna say that I didn't say that shit and you out the same shit you a fucking narcissist. That's why I say I don't like fucking Leos. And I said that shit before I actually met this client, but I don't fucking like Leos. Anyway, Leo man. So I'm like pissed about it. Like, okay, well, whatever. You know, there was a misunderstanding, but I know I said that shit. And so all of a sudden, the reason why they said it, and I hate when people try to play with me, like I'm not fucking that girl, and I'm not fucking psychic. He started saying like he had money issues, or you know something came up financially, and was trying to break the work down. And I told him then like I'm already breaking this work down. You're gonna have to do this because of this. You're gonna have to do that because of that. But if you want to do that, then when that person come back, you still may have issues. And they was trying to break the work down. I was like, okay, well let's do this and this, and they were still trying to break that shit down. So I was like, you know what? I'm not about to do the work. I don't, you know. We already broke it down and you're asking me to break it down even further. I'm not about to do that, so I'm not going to do the work. And, you know, that was that. You know, he got kind of funky about it. Like, you know, he said he wasn't mad, but he was like, you know, you already said that or something. He said the very last thing that he said, and I didn't respond. So the next day, he messages me and asks, can I send him back the money that I did for the work, even though we're not going to continue? I was like, no, I'm not. The work is already done. That particular working is done. I'm not giving you half your money back or giving you something back. And mind you, when he reached out to me, he had already went to somebody else. Let's not say several people. And he was complaining about it. And I told him up front, like, look, don't come over here talking about what you did with somebody else, because I don't want to hear it. And I said that, I said that, and probably not in that way, but I did say that. Like, that's not, I think I did. I was like, you don't do that to me. And he already had an issue paying them. I already paid a lot of money. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Now you're coming to me, you're going to get results. Ask about me, bitch. I ain't talking about him. I ain't going to disrespect him like that. But I'm just saying, ask about me. So, yeah, he started off like on some bullshit. And I checked that shit. And he came back. The very last thing that he said was, can you send me half the... I said, send you back half your money. No. But I said it professionally. I explained the work has already been done, X, Y, and Z. I, gave you the options. I already broke it down to the, these workings that I feel like you need. And then even broke that down. And that was an issue. So, the work has been done. At least now you have a clean slate. So, if you decide to go to someone else, they can go ahead and do the love work that you're doing. They was like, oh, I don't necessarily want it because you already started the work. I was like, they'll be able to do it. No problem. And that was that. And I felt the energy behind that because he never responded. He never said, okay, well, I understand. He just left that at that. But he was sending me some fucked up ass energy after that. And so, therefore, I did a fucking reversal. Because my ancestor started speaking to me. After that encounter, my candle started burning black. I said, okay, bitch, I got you. And then I upped my protection. So, yeah, I don't play with people. I don't rise above shit no more. Because people be knowing what they do. I'm getting upset. I think I might go hex a motherfucker. Still. I had to stop myself mid-sentence as I was saying motherfucker and remember that I was recording myself. But yeah, no, I didn't hex him, but I did a reversal. I'm not playing with people. I'm still pissed about that shit. And every time I get pissed about something that somebody did, I'm on their motherfucking neck. I promise you, I never used to be like this. I used to be trying to forgive. And I thought I was forgiving, but I would still get angry about stuff. And I realized, okay, that's not forgiveness. Forgiveness for me is handling that shit. Go ahead and handle that shit. If revenge is what you want, that's forgiveness for me. That way you didn't got it out your system and you good. So for now on, anybody that do me crazy, I'm it's gonna be like a fight, but I'm taking it to the spiritual realm. I ain't got time to be fighting for real. I be wanting to fight, but I'm too old for that. So I fight in the spiritual realm because you gotta know that I'm a motherfucking big dog, okay?